Good morning, it's January 30th, 2012. Hope y'all had a good weekend. I know I did. I got to watch the pirate invasion of Gasparilla right here local in South Tampa, Florida. It's quite the turnout. Band of scallywags commanded your city. Pirates invasion. Colorful beard necklace, high patches, whiskers, real and fake, and pirate hats in very variety were the uniform of the day at the Gasparilla Pirate Fest on Saturday. The annual invasion parade and party our 10th signature event, drawing hundreds of thousands of people to the city's waterfront. This year's festivities took place on an ideal Florida winter day, blue skies, light breeze, and temperature in the 70s. It's about the beats. Dozens of people leaned into the railing of Platt Street Bridge, some waiting hours for the Joe Gasparilla pirate ship to sail across Hillsborough Bay. A very historic ship. Takes part history right here in Tampa. If you ever visit here from all over the world, you should see it. A pirate invasion. Hillsborough Bay, up Sedan Channel to downtown Tampa. Children and adults alike were eager to scream for a fistful of the Marauders' colorful, sparkling beads. Alas, law enforcement officers arrived to shoo them away. Some thing about safety on the drawbridge. Some people crept back onto the edges of the structure to cheer the pirates' arrival amid booming cannons, fluttering flags, and smoke curling from the invaders' pistols. Everyone had a bead-catching technique. Milwaukee resident Dave Wolf held his 2-year-old grandson Amir Hosni aloft on his shoulder for one of the best views of downtown harbor. Admired grandmother Karen Wolf told the boy to raise his arm and yell beads when the pirates come ashore. During the subsequent parade on Bayshore Boulevard, Florida State University students in Texas native Maria Cardenas, 21, stretched out her arms and shouted, "Pink is my favorite color." Around her neck were at least a dozen strings of colored beads. One was pink, but the pirates got the message. Her strand of pink twinklers pilled next to others that were white, purple, green, black, red, and silver. As you can see, like that. It's considered good luck if you get some beads at least. So here, I have a pile of them. Oh, quite the turnout for the Gasparilla Parade. Hold that real close for you. That's the pirate ship right there. Very historic ship in downtown Tampa. Near the Carnival docks on a weekly basis, along with other cruise ships. Obviously, Tampa doesn't suck, or any other city for that matter here in Florida. Helps to have a. For those of you who don't even live here or haven't lived here long enough, Florida grows on you. Real Floridians would understand that, obviously. Or we wouldn't be having pirate invasions. Or breast cancer awareness 3-day walkathons. Helps to have an open mind and open heart. Now, turning to the Bible, shall we begin? Going to Mark 2-7. The man with the unclean spirit. Not to mention one more thing. We wouldn't have so many people moving to South Tampa. Obviously, if it didn't suck. Or did suck. Not just for us pals. Being a town, or people from all over the world. The man with an unclean spirit, 21, they went to Capernaum, and with the Sabbath came, he entered the synagogue and taught. They were astounded at his teachings, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Just then there was their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God. But Jesus rebuked him, saying, Be silent, and come out of him. And the unclean spirit, throwing him into the convulsions and crying with a loud voice, came out of him. They were all amazed, and they kept on asking one another, What is this? A new teaching with authority? He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him. At once his fame began to spread throughout the surrounding region of Galilee. Jesus heals a man at Simon's house. 29. As soon as they left the synagogue, they entered the house of Simon and Andrew, James and John. Now Simon's mother-in-law was in bed and with a fever, and they told him about her at once. He came and took her by the hand and lifted her up. Then the fever left her, and she began to serve them. The evening at sunset, they brought to him all who were sick or possessed with demons, and the whole city was gathered around the door, and he cured many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons, and he would not permit the demons to speak, because they knew him. Obviously, miracles happen every day. Where there's hope, there's faith. As long as you have faith in your heart and believe in the Almighty, nothing could ever go wrong. I believe there's somebody out there for everybody in life. Whether it's an ancestor, you need the ghost. Patrick Swayze, God bless him. You know, God's got a very big chair right hand next to him. The movie to figure this out. Ever seen Ghost, Patrick Swayze, and Demi Moore? You guys say more? Not to mention Whoopi Goldberg. Gotta check it out. Or at least rent it. Many languages all over the world. That movie alone will describe you. Why you should always stay on the right path of God. Because believe it or not, there's always someone out there. And they've got plenty of knowledge of what you're doing down here. As you can see, obviously it's not blasphemy because it wouldn't be coming from a historic book passed on from generations to generations, even a Roman Catholic Bible. Roman ancestry being Italian and French Canadian, obviously. Health advice: green tea. Try it out. Helps fight off flu, fend off little particles invading your body. Gotta help you drinking one of these per day. Obviously, coffee can't do the whole trick. Take your vitamins, keep the doctor away. That even comes decaffeinated. No artificial ingredients added. Positivity, duh. It's dummy poo. I can show you. Carrying on. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, may peace be amongst you wherever you are in the world, especially the children of this world. May you be suffering less. Miracles do happen, so are dreams. Where miracles come, dreams occur. Believe in yourself. After all, your worst enemy is not anyone else around you. To blame for your mistakes in life, it's yourself. That's your worst enemy. Think about it. Self-doubt, fear, anxiety. Not three friends you want to have next to you or hanging over your head all the time. Yourself is your worst enemy. The moment you face your fears, face your doubts, and believe in yourself for once in your dang life, notice I said that, once in your dang life, nothing can ever go wrong. People respect people who stand up for themselves, not sit there and let the world go by. The world is not going to greet you with a smile half the time. Remember, my best advice, what is it? There are no easy choices in life, especially in the road in life. journey, it's best never share it alone. There's just challenging. Continuing onward, a note from Father Angelus that I took upon reading at church today. St. Paul, in today's second reading, assures us that God is with us. And because of that, we need to be free from anxieties. While it is natural to have family anxieties, living in God's presence frees us from these anxieties and allows peace to reign in our hearts. We call to surrender our lives, our families, and even our dreams to the Lord. We need to live for Him and His plan, and our lives will reflect Him in a darkened and morally corrupt world. In our first reading this week, Moses reflects to the faithful of his time that is due. In time, God will send a prophet like himself to bring God's word to the people. In the Gospels, God's prophet, God only his begotten Son, the promised of Messiah, appears with God's authority. He was clearly recognized by Satan and brought astonishment to the people. In Jesus, God was present amongst his people, bringing to them peace and confidence. It is my prayer that each of us will this year reflect more on God's own peace, reigning in our hearts, and may this peace reflect our attitude and actions to all whom we encounter. I am confident that in our lives are actions that will attract others to the Lord. May God in His mercy help us to live such lives. Ain't that a blessing? It's actually true. I mean, can't do much around the world, especially driving in rush hour traffic, if you're all like I. Face your anxieties, let go, cast them away. That's where courage comes from. Shh. Just listen to your heart. That's what's right there. All you gotta do is just listen. That's from somebody with a psychology degree to tell you that. Many years of medical experience. Meaning that I'm an officer. Obvious. Of course, nobody's perfect. I don't know everything. Who does? Why else would I be writing a book on relationships? Somebody has to lower the divorce rate in the U.S. And this might be somebody with some common sense who carry on. An inspirational story. Thought I would read one that touches my heart every day. Here's my crunch. Viva Liberty. I'm sure my Hawaiian friends, for all of you people out there, brothers, sisters, come on, stand. My heart goes out to you. Yeah. A quote from what this guy was saying. You don't want to be 21 to go to therapy every day, not able to walk. But that's where I am. So I'm fighting back, coach. Gaino taught me to always keep fighting. Hopefully I said that right. By Eric Lee Grant. Eric Lee Grant attended the Giants-Jets game in East Rutherford, New Jersey last month, a little more than a year after his football career ended. The former Rutgers player will attend Super Bowl next Sunday in Indianapolis. I'm always on the go, he says. Lee Grant is a 270-pound defensive lineman who could squat 605 pounds, said he's the same person as always. I haven't changed at all. I just can't walk right now, said Lee Grant, speaking through his Bluetooth, unable to stifle his laughter at the irony. You can see this Lee Grant right here. Look at that guy. He comes out in front of so many people, facing everyone, including his coach, motivating him forward. Now that's a man with courage. You people, notice I said you people, have no reason to complain. You got a roof over your head. You got your 2 feet in front of you. You can get out of bed in the morning. You're not 98 years old yet. You got no reason to complain because there are people dying right now just so you can walk outside and not be shot at for your race, religion, culture, or religion. God help you're not suffering from some disease like some 5-year-old I've seen plenty of times in hospital beds. Praying, as I said before in many other videos, for one more day, one more month, one more week. God bless the nurses taking care of them and their parents, their families, who read to them and look at them and give them closure, some kind of emotional support. And those of you without parents, my heart goes out to you. Because rest assured, as long as I'm here and as long as I'm alive, at least here in this video, you're never alone. Not if I can help. How about them apples? Because I tell it like it is. Carrying on with his story. When he's not in therapy and outpatient at the Kessler Institute in West Orange, New Jersey, or finishing his degree requirements on Skype, he's hanging out with his girlfriend or going to the movies. He's omnipresent on his voice-activated Twitter and Facebook accounts. I'm always on the go, Lee Grant says. Next weekend he will attend Super Bowl with his friends, who's able to manage his needs. I'm neutral, just looking for a good game. Lee Grant said, I'm a Denver fan. I'm a Tebow guy. Then Lee Grant offered this. Oh, did you know that I'm famous? He really is. When he's violently collided with an Army kick returner, his spinal cord was damaged and his C3 and C4 vertebrae broken. He struggled to breathe. He wanted to give a thumbs up but couldn't raise his thumb. Doctors put him on a respirator and predicted he would need it for the rest of his life. The chances of ever walking again between 0 and 5%. Imagine that. That was done to you. Lee Grant's mother still remembers the first words he mouthed to her. I'll be back. Now he's off the respirator. He can move his head and shoulders. He can stand with support for up to 40 minutes. His back muscles were gaining strength. At Kaiser, snug in a harness. He lowered onto a treadmill, his feet just touching the conveyor belt. Therapist moves legs to simulate walking, essentially restraining his nervous system. On October 29th, in the middle of a snowstorm, Lee Grant led the Rutgers team onto the field against West Virginia. He was in his 40,000 motorized wheelchair, controlled by a mouthpiece. He wore his number 52 jersey in his lap. He carried an axe, the symbol of Skinner's Keep Chopping mantra. In his Sports Illustrated fan poll, it was selected at the top sports moment of 2011. So there was Eric Lee Grant, famous forever on the SI cover. He has such, Sports Illustrated cover, he had such an incredible attitude. Skinner said his situation was the single hardest thing I've gone through. A man forget being a football coach. Eric was taught me a lot. I learned about myself, about what I believe. Lee Grant's mother knows she's fighting a losing cause, but she believes Skinner belongs in college football. I know it's all a great thing for Coach Skinner and his family, but I guess I'm still a little bit heartbroken, she said. He's such an influence on Eric. He's named him from a boy into a man. I told Coach Skinner, that's why I'm upset. You're going to the NFL. Those guys are grown already. They don't need you. College kids need you. I guess we're just going to miss him being around. Lee Grant and his mother lived in a 2-bedroom ground floor accessible apartment on Woodbridge, New Jersey. About a mile from their home, which is being rebuilt, will have a special bathroom, his own exercise room, and a separate area to accommodate the flood of memorabilia cards, posters, souvenirs sent from around the world. For 5 months, he lived at Kessler, where he saw people with no visitors, no friends, and very little hope. Imagine that. If that was you. How could I feel bad about myself? Lee Grant said, I got so many people on my side. I've seen other people who had nothing. I feel like I have a lot. I feel this has happened for a reason. Maybe so I could give up hope to others. You don't want to be 20 going to therapy every day, not able to walk, but that's where I am. So I'm fighting back. Coach Skino taught me always to keep fighting. Skino said he will bring Lee Grant to Tampa next season for a Bucks game. Asked if there might be a place for Lee Grant in the Bucks organization. Skino paused, smiled, and said, I never thought about it. Who knows what's down the road? Egan will lead Brett Gears onto the field, but not in a wheelchair, only when he can walk through the tunnel himself. He will return to the Giants Stadium the site of his injury. He will lay down on the field where the collision occurred, and then he will get up and walk to the sideline. Coach Skino is going to be there, waiting for me. Lee Grant said, I'm going to shake his hand and give him a hug. It doesn't matter so much that you can get knocked down. It's all about how you get up. Coach Skino always says you got to keep chopping. It goes without saying, my father, being in charge of 400 people, he would always say this, son, if you fall down in life, get up. Nobody can help you but you. Might as well get up, lick your wounds, and keep on moving. That's where leaders are made, not just born. As it says in my gamer tag, Commander Rust, on Xbox 360. Being a die-hard Halo fan, speaking of which, Final Fantasy Part 2 is coming out next month. If I read it correctly. I'm still working on Skyrim, this mumbo jumbo. Look at this darn thing. That's 3/4 of a tree right there. Hopefully these folks recycle in Bethesda, where this game was made in Bethesda, Maryland. Gosh, another thing, cell phones. I had an incident last weekend where I had to reboot this whole darn thing. Imagine that. Except the person who rebooted it forgot to tell me a few pointers. One, a couple things he could have done better before rebooting it was telling me that the contact list would be deleted. Completely. Doesn't matter if it's installed. I mean, look at this thing. Does it look like it's that big to handle a finger this big? Hello. Nothing. There are contractions. There are dust magnets, and I've talked about it in another video. So make sure, as Casanova did tell you, to write down your contact names, phone numbers, and everything, because once you hit reboot, you force manually to make this to reboot itself so you can change everything around. To have your contact list wrote down before you press install. Otherwise, it's firing up. This thing could be used for a hockey puck. It would help the Lightning Tampa team ice skating champions win a darn race. How fast do you think this thing can move? Probably 90 miles an hour. Gone. What better way to mow than them lightning people? Comic section. While I read Lee Grant's story, I was thinking of something to say, because there's somebody I run into every Friday at a nightclub. Social Irish Pocket Place in Hyde Park. If you see the video, check it out. If you ain't there on Friday, there's something seriously wrong with you if you're visiting Tampa, South Tampa. And you don't even stop, and you didn't. I've been there since the dinosaurs stopped roaming. That's too loud. Enough to want to move myself in and be VIP all over again. Just call it a day. I don't know. That's what I do know. I just pretend I don't know until somebody else. That's the first time. Half the time I blend in with the surroundings. I could be standing 3 feet in front of you and drinking coffee and calling it a day. You won't even know I'm there. I try to make myself stand out before everybody. It can't get any easier for you ladies. I mean, I say hi to you. Comics. Check this out. Another Garfield dog. He makes a snow cone out of nothing. Now ain't this a genius? He comes out of John's the house with a snow cone cup, empty cup, over his head. Puts it down, chonk, and makes a loud sound. He waits till it fills up with snow, and keeps waiting, keeps waiting. He's getting happy because it's starting to form a snow cone ball. John's girlfriend worried he'd get that bucket of cherry syrup. John says some things are better left unknown. Imagine who would think of building a snow cone. Today's Sunday paper. You guys in northern people can have that snow, by the way. I like the 70s beach weather just fine. Thank you very much. I was also reading another favorite of mine, Family Circus. Kids always get frustrated. One time I was just explaining in the other video, when no means no and yes means no still. Leave it to the professionals. 9 times out of 10, when Dad being in charge of 400 people after he comes home at the end of the day, just to drive him crazy. Other than running off with his cavalry and his Air Force boots. I'm gonna make him look for it hours on me. Being a rebel with a golf pose. Let's see here. Ain't this a cute picture? The Family Circus. They always look so sweet and peaceful when they're asleep. This little one, the daughter, yeah, you know. Wonder how they could ever yell at us during the day, says the little boy and his brother. And imagine that, they're tired out. Okay, observing their parents, discussing what to do. Next more, stay trees. How to drive you crazy. That's what they really. Followed by words you hide. I'd be thinking. And you've been in most toy stores like Toys R Us. They didn't have those toys when I was growing up. I missed the good old days of G.I. Joe. That's another thing. Check out everything that's on this YouTube. The works. It's always updating. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of kids, if you go to UNICEF organization, you can help out the average child who's starving around the world. Right here, even in the U.S. Donate 50 cents a day. It's $15 a month. Go to unicef.org. That's unicef.org. Great organization. Help them out. $15 a month ain't much to some folks. Some millionaires would call it chump change. But with that chump change, you can feed a child. Like I said in the previous videos, you gotta watch them to see it yourself. I know a child who can make, in a starving, war-torn country, who can make 1 loaf of bread last month. Take nothing for granted, especially those who are, my heart goes out to, or about to lose your home, bankruptcy, foreclosure. Comes to a town, you gotta ask. Comes to a part where you gotta ask yourself, as I explained in the previous video. Real hard choice question. Which would you rather have sitting at a dinner table? Continuing harassing phone calls, bills, mailers, piling up? Or would you rather have food on the table? Option B, starting over and then moved into an apartment. Everyone deserves a second chance in life. There are no easy choices, only challenging ones. Never too late to start over, regardless of what age you are. 55 or older. That's not even an excuse. I know someone who's 80 years old, and they're doing what it takes for a whole darn family. Some people come out of retirement, volunteer at a hospital, join a new sports activity, scuba dive. Even I'm an advanced scuba diver. Pays, working on new something. Volunteer, be a part of your community. Help the boys and kids, local girls team, the Boy Scouts. There's another great organization. Don't forget 3 days, Susan G. Coleman's search, fight for the cure. Look it up, Susan G. Komen 3 Day. Right here in Tampa, donate, participate, volunteer. You keep in mind, again, you got till October to save up for the final great cause registration fee. If you think that what the average doctor costs to find this little war-torn germ causing cure, you would understand why it costs that much. Do your part. Again, the average person to date, known being in the medical field and worked at countless hospitals around the U.S., the youngest person to ever be affected by breast cancer is 16, if not younger. It does not discriminate, does not care if you're a man or a woman. God willing, one day there will be a cure. Take part. There are teams forming. Check it out. You can even start your own team. I heard there's a team coming all the way from Spain, Italy, Colombia, Argentina, Brazil. People of all cultures taking part. Why just sit there and do nothing when you can actually do something? At least 3 days worth of walking, not just running, especially military personnel. Would actually say, yes, this is me, this is who I am, this is my family, this is my generation, this is my friend right next to me, walking next to me, showing you care. Right here in Tampa. Sign up. You can register online. It's a $90 fee, of course. Goes to a great cause. Susan G. Komen. Thank you, being a breast cancer advocate for the state of Florida. Being a military chief, square you away. Give you something to do. Regardless of wage you are. Feel like going camping, only you're doing it for 3 days. Call it a vacation. Bring them granola bars with you, you got it. Protein packs, MREs. I was ready to eat. Some people could use a vacation for 3 days. Carrying on. What's going on in the environment? Fishing. Okay, grouper season starts April 1st. Captains, make a note of that. By the way, here's the facts. Bags must be 2.22 inches. I know how you feel. Restrictions. But if you don't start saving them young gag groupers, they'll never come back. Can't just be a redneck and throw dynamite in the middle of the dang ocean and expect fish to come floating. Not a good idea anyway. Not unless you want plastic and TNT on your tilapia. Pays to recycle around here. Oh, by the way, if you spot a red tide, as Captain Bill Miller would say, you see something, report it. Oil slick, what have you, gas leak. Don't just sit there and ignore it. You see a fishing line that's loose, cut the darn line. Doesn't belong there, God forbid, some endangered bird gets tangled in that nonsense or fish net. And it's been sitting there weeks on end. You didn't do a darn thing. Next thing you know, you got a dead bird. Not exactly pretty or something you want some kid to see. Especially environmentalists, God bless. Keeping this ocean a clean. Neighborhood watch. What's the best technology other than being with the trash? And I just mentioned earlier. Built-in video camera. Best way to keep an eye on your kids. Make sure your neighbor knows that your kid or someone's kid is nearby. Keep an eye on them. The average person's kid gets kidnapped every 5 seconds. In Mexico alone, they hold the record. Calling up, hey, that's a kid. You want him back? You'll need to pay us $1 million. Not a good idea. Because that $1 million goes to the police station. And the result, they end up in jail for life. It only takes 5 seconds, people. Get your kids fingerprinted. It's recommended anywhere in the U.S. alone. You go to the local police station. They do hand, feet. They even take a photo of your kid. That way, if they end up missing, God forbid, they have a photo and they're able to track them. That's my best advice. Diving, fishing. Fishing amberjacks are biting. Captain Bill Miller would tell you about that one. If you ever watch his show, it comes on your local listings right here in Tampa at 7 o'clock. Check your local TV guide to find out what channel. You can even pick up a free magazine at your local South Candy Boulevard bait shop. It's open 24 hours a day. A lot of you coming into town don't even know that. Right there before Danny Burge. Even red boats. Did I say that too loud? Keep them guys going. They work hard. They got shrimp. They got all kinds of bait. Sooner or later you're gonna catch some. Just keep dropping. You can only throw in so many baits before you actually catch them. One night I was out there, I caught nothing but catfish. It was one I kept bringing them in. Hey, I can go get some neighbors. I don't know what to do with this thing. It's just biting. You want it? Here you go. That's after 20-something fish. I haven't been fishing in a while since I caught that shark. Still getting over the line. 40-pound shark. Sharks are out there, so especially stingrays. Swish your feet. Don't walk out there like you're walking the sidewalk. We have stingray here. They get mad if you step on them. So swish your feet when you go out there in low tide. Not recommended kayaking or anything during high wind gusts. Okay, check your local weather conditions, newspaper before you go out there. In some areas, you gotta have a fishing permit. So anything, just call out for information to help you out. Read a magazine. Captain Bill Miller would suggest recycle. You don't let me go anywhere and not recycle. And there's enough plastic to float around 3 miles. I don't like them water bottles. They don't recycle. They have thrown in the trash can. Next thing you know, you see them floating down your local ocean. Pretty soon, before you know it, you'll have bottles instead of ocean to swim in. How do you like them apples for the future kids? And pretty soon, if you keep up the good work and don't recycle, you'll be eating garbage inside your tilapia. Pretty soon, plastic will be foaming out of your mouth. All because you didn't care to recycle. Why should I care? Maybe somebody else is this. That's the dumbest thing to ever do. Not till something happens, with cancer, God forbid, or some toxin inside your stomach because you foolishly thought. Recycle. Trust me, it only takes 5 seconds of caring. Recycling cans and plastic. I do it all the time. Recycle them right outside. Recycle everything. Before you know it, it'll equal to enough oil to last an entire month. Pretty soon we'll be using that money to go elsewhere. Solar. Can't put a meter on that. Speaking of that, I have if you saw that video, I have my solar lights out there. I'm in over. Here. One more thing. Suitcases at the airport. Airports are having a serious problem because some people don't put tags, even dummy-proof tags, on their luggage. They have computerized in some airports, especially here in the U.S. You may still fill out a 3x5 card with your name, your phone number, your city, your state, where you come from, what country. even an email address. Some of you leave laptops, merchandise in your luggage. You don't want that stuff left behind. Come on. Have mercy on the airport, okay? They have so much stuff to think about other than your luggage. Like getting you to your next destination. It's not just a computer now. They're praying that you remember instead of giving them a hard time. If you lose your luggage, go to customer service. Tell them to describe as best you can the type of luggage, what was it carrying. Hopefully they'll get it to you. Be patient. Don't yell at them. See, Meet the Parents, the movie, to understand this in definite English, okay? You know what I'm saying? Relationship advice. Last weekend I mentioned what? Closure. It only takes 5 seconds of closure to help somebody out feel better. I mean, why should you be alone anymore? God forbid. This weekend, I want you to do something for me. Show appreciation. I know I talked about this in last weekend. Appreciation. Say thank you. You're a boss, and you know somebody that's been under you for 20 years is sitting there. One, march your hind parts into your darn office and give him a gosh darn raise. Did I say that too loud? Because if you think you are being money, don't think he's not watching up there. Money is meaningless up there after you die, yes? Grazie. That's I say in Italian. Guten Hagen, Monsieur Rajan, you devo understand his name. It Hawaiians, regardless of race or where you come from, say thank you. It only takes 5 seconds. It helps people feel better. If you want to be successful in life, economics 101, business, you must show appreciation. Whether it's a day off with pay, what have you, better cleaning environment for your employees. There you go. I mean, you can't just sit there and work. People do non-stop day and night and not say thank you. Give awards. Say thank you. Hey, here's a free meal. Have a nice day. God bless you for coming to work. 5 seconds of caring means a lot to some people, and it helps their health. If someone wasn't caring for my friends, I'd probably put some fire up their rear and motivate them in the right direction by email. You write the company, there you call customer service. You gotta say more. Kids, watch your health. Don't drive your parents too crazy. Keep up the good work in school and you'll be alright. Remember in this life, you're never alone in the world. Not if I can't help it. Goes out to the military out there serving day and night. Through sweat, cold, rain, sandstorms, miles from home. I'm sure one of you is watching this in a mountain somewhere. You can't say where or she. Coast Guard. People out there day and night, keeping us safe. God bless you. Not to mention you fly boys that fly overhead. I'm sure you test them newbies out once in a while, like I suggested. Landing. All of a sudden, turn around, look at that newbie, and say, God, he or she, gosh darn, you know, I can't remember the darn brakes on this thing. Where are they at? And just let go. Guarantee you, there are real 5 seconds of you running to them brakes. Can't rely on technology all the time. What happens if you're on blackout and there's no technology running? God forbid if you don't know how to fly that 3-ton plane. Have a great week. Keep checking out these videos. Listen to the music. If we're always still in the right direction. Day and night, it's always updating. Even when I'm not on. Do you need install trucks to help you out? Where's this guy when you need? My heart to you. God bless you. Peace be amongst you wherever you are in the world. See you. What next weekend is going to be about? How should I know until it becomes next week?